Ethiopia's Prime Minister has ordered federal military forces to launch a final offensive on the capital of the restive Tigray region after his 72-hour ultimatum for dissident local leaders to surrender expired. In a statement posted on social media, Abiy Ahmed said great care would be taken to protect innocent civilians from harm and said efforts would be made by government troops to ensure the city of Mekelle, which has a population of 5 lakhs, was not severely damaged. We call on the people of Mekelle and its environs to disarm, stay at home and stay away from military targets, and to do their part in reducing damages to be sustained because of a handful of criminal elements, Ahmed said. Earlier this week, military officials warned of no mercy if residents of Mekelle did not distance themselves from the Tigray People's Liberation Front, TPLF, the local ruling party. Mekelle, the leader of the TPLF, said on Tuesday his people were ready to die defending their homeland. Abiy launched the military campaign against the TPLF on the 4th of November, accusing it of attacking federal military camps in the northern region and seeking to destabilize the country. The 44-year-old leader, who won the Nobel Peace Prize last year for his peace deal with neighboring Eritrea, said the TPLF had orchestrated a spate of violent attacks across Ethiopia to frustrate the democratization process. Officials in Addis Ababa, the Ethiopian capital, described the offensive in Tigray as a law enforcement operation aiming to remove traitorous rebel leaders and restore central authority. The TPLF says it is defending its legitimate rights under Ethiopia's devolved constitutional system. Hundreds, possibly thousands, have died in the conflict so far, with up to 1 million people displaced. At least one massacre has taken place, with allegations of atrocities made against both sides. Fighting on Wednesday took place near the town of Yaha, on a main road linking two strategically important crossroads at Adigrat and Adwa, as well as on the ridges overlooking the plateau on which Mekelle lies. Clashes were reported north of the town of Tsijarada, around 20 km from the Tigrayan capital. On Tuesday, fighting was reported south of Mekelle after federal forces broke through TPLF defensive lines on the main road linking the city with Amhara, the neighboring province that served as a launchpad for the government offensive. Last-minute efforts by the African Union and the United Nations to defuse the crisis have failed. Abiy on Wednesday rejected international interference. The UN says shortages have become very critical in the Tigray region, with fuel and cash running out. Food for nearly 1 lakh refugees from Eritrea will be gone in a week, according to a report released overnight, and more than 6 lakh people who rely on monthly food rations have not received them this month. The lack of fuel is critical because with electricity cut in much of the region, diesel-powered generators have become essential. Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. Refugees fleeing the ongoing fighting in Tigray region. Photograph, Muhammad Nur-el-Din Abdullah/Reuters. Travel blockages are so dire that the UN World Food Programme has so far been unable to transport food from its warehouses even within Mekelle. On Thursday, a spokesperson for Abiy said that humanitarian corridors would be opened under government supervision to allow aid to reach Tigray. Communications and travel links remained severed with the Tigray region since the conflict broke out, and though the UN has reported people fleeing Mekelle, it is unclear how many residents are aware of the impending assault. More than 40,000 refugees had fled into Sudan by Thursday, according to latest data from the United Nations, but the flow has reduced dramatically in recent days. There are widespread reports that Ethiopian troops and paramilitaries are now preventing local people from reaching or crossing the border. The head of the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission said on Thursday that extreme caution to avoid civilian harm is of even greater importance now, at this stage of the conflict. Mekelle has remained a stronghold for the TPLF since the party took power nationally at the head of a coalition in 1991. But though Abiy has called on the TPLF leadership to surrender to prevent the assault on the city, some analysts believe top officials are likely to have moved to remote hiding places in Tigray's mountains and gorges. We don't even know if these guys are in Mekelle. Tigray is not very big, but there are lots of places to hide. It would be very foolish if they are all in a bunker in the city. They are probably scattered, with some kind of communication system, and hiding, looking to transition to a people's guerrilla war said Johannes Waldemariam, a US-based academic specializing in the Horn of Africa.